In this lesson, we'll talk about how to link CSS in HTML file or how to use external CSS. I have opened Visual Studio Code and there is no created any folder. So first, let's add folder to workspace. To add folder, you go File and Add folder to workspace. Next, I want to create a folder on the desktop. So I'm going to select desktop from the left menu. And here in File Explorer, go right click and go New folder. Here we need to specify name of folder. And now to add folder to workspace, we need to select created folder and click Add button. Now we have added a new folder to workspace. Next, we need to add the HTML file and CSS file inside the folder. Let's add the HTML file. Go right click on folder external CSS and click new file. Here let's give name of file. And also we're gonna add the CSS file in the same order. And name of CSS file is styles CSS. Okay, now let's generate HTML structure inside the main HTML file. And for that you need to type exclamation mark and press enter. Now we're gonna add some content in body of HTML file. So let's add h1 tag and one paragraph. After we have created some content, we need to save file. And to see content of HTML file in the browser, we need to find this created folder. And if you remember, I created folder on desktop. So I'm going to open this folder and go double click on main HTML file. As you can see, we have content shown in the browser with h1 tag and paragraph. Okay, let's now change some styles for this content. But first, we need to make connection between HTML file and CSS file. In other words, we need to include the CSS file in HTML file. Otherwise, we'll not see changes we make in CSS file. For this purpose, we use link tag, and we're gonna add a link tag in head section. And the first attribute we need to add is rel attribute. Rel attribute defines relationship between file that hosts this command and the file defined in Href attribute. And the value for this attribute is style sheet. Next attribute we're going to add is type attribute. Type attribute defines content of the linked file, and the value is text CSS. And the last attribute we're going to add is Href attribute. Href attribute specifies location of CSS file you want to link to HTML file. And if CSS file is in the same folder like HTML file, you only need to enter file name. Now we can save file and add some styles for our content in CSS file. So let's open a CSS file. And first we can add some styles for h1 tag. And also we're going to add styles for paragraph. Now if we save file and refresh page in the browser, you can see that we successfully changed the styles on the page. First, we included the CSS file in HTML file, and after that we defined styles in separate CSS file. Okay, that's all for this lesson. Don't forget like and subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.